Right, good evening everybody. Those who have found this recording afterwards, usually the ones who see the first few seconds. And we'll just give it a few minutes for everybody to get the notification and to arrive. Just let people in the Zoom room as well. Welcome to the online drumming circle. Just getting my drum out ready here as well. Ah, fantastic. Notifications probably just going out and around on Facebook. People just arriving, so we'll give it just a few more minutes for everybody to get here and settle. To find their drums. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me get the microphone ready over here. There we go. Let me just check it's going through the right one. Fantastic. So hello, welcome everybody. We're already at June. And looking forward to this evening for another drum circle with you all. Just as you arrive there, say hello in the chat just so we can all arrive together and see each other together. And the usual, let us know where you're joining in from. It gives us all a bit of a sense. This is a wide circle that spreads right out across the world at times, and so it's nice for us to all have a bit of a sense of the shape and the expanse of the group that we are tonight. So welcome those who are joining from Warwickshire, joining from Gisborough. See typing there on the in front of the screen. I've maybe beaten you to it. Hey, good to see you. For joining from Cheshire, there's some names I recognise there of friends from Kent as well. Fantastic. Welcome, welcome. I'm here at the moment in Kent, just arrived in Kent, but woke up this morning in Cumbria in the Lake District, just finishing a fantastic weekend of drum birthing and rattle making up there with the group as well. A few more rattles out in the world as well. So welcome those joining from Cheshire, from Worcester, from Brighton. That's fantastic. And let us know in the comments section as well if it's your first time finding the online circle. I know a few more people have found the event page in the last few days. So yeah, let us know if it's your first time joining. With excellent, I can see some people joining there from the Wirral. Regular friend from San Francisco. Really good to see you all. Excellent. And what would be really helpful at this point earlier on in the evening, I've shared the event page and posts about this around quite a bit in the past few days. Please help by sharing the live stream. If you found this in a group, please do share it back to the group or share it to your profile, because there may be a few more people who are interested in joining us or interested in catching up with the live stream afterwards, and it's just helpful for them as well to be able to see it. Welcome those joining for their first time. Thanks for saying that. I'll give a bit more of an introduction of how the evenings tend to roll in just a moment. We'll just kind of give a couple more minutes for people to arrive and get here and settled. We're going to be starting the evening just with as we usually do, just with a little grounding, and I tend to kind of do a short smudging for myself beforehand, just to really help myself enter the space. But I extend that prayer out to everybody in the circle. And if you work with smudge herbs in your own practice and you've got some at home, while we're just waiting for everybody to arrive, now might be a good chance just to go and grab those. Welcome a couple of people joining from Worcestershire. Superb. Excellent. There was part of me that was wondering over the weekend. I know we've had so many of these evenings where, for one thing or another, or illness or kind of trips away, where I've wanted to get something an online one sorted but not being able to. Was wondering if I'd be back in time, but actually I set off crack of dawn this morning and got back in good time. It's a long drive, and it has in the past when I've done workshops up in the Lake District. Travelling down from here just takes a little bit of traffic and can be stuck there for hours, or it can double the length of the journey. So very grateful that everything was in my favour today and was able to get back in time to be here, but also to have a bit of a rest beforehand, so I'm not just coming through the door and sitting down. Fantastic. So we're just coming up to 5 past, so let's look to start in just a second. From sunny Weston-super-Mare in Somerset. Fantastic. Joining with a new drum this evening. Well, it can be fantastic to connect in this circle with you with your new drum. That's wonderful. As I mentioned, we've just been talking about coming back from the Lake District, but what I was up there doing was sharing the art of drum birthing again with a couple of groups of people. And so yes, there's a number of new drums out in the world currently drying. There's a few people on here who have made their drums before with me, so know that there's that first lesson of the drum being patience, of just allowing a bit of time for the drum to dry. So they won't be drumming along with us this evening, but they will be very soon. I think I saw somebody who's just arrived from Dumfries, and yes, definitely. There's been a lot of spirit intervention, for funny or not, over the weekend. So yes, if they didn't want me to be back in time, or if they meant for me not to be back in time, I know I certainly wouldn't be. We were recording a ceremony on Friday, and in the past, pre-lockdown, I would never record anything, any ceremonies. But during the lockdown time, we got used to the idea of actually it's often, or can sometimes often be, the only way that some people might be able to have some part of things, is being able to have a recording or see a recording of them. So we tentatively recorded this, or started recording this ceremony, and the wind swept in and hit the tripod and sent the phone camera, this one, sent it flying and went into a bucket of water, and it's all come out fine. But it was a clear thing of, let's leave the camera off for this one then. So yeah, the message there of spirits kind of guiding me back. Well, I can't quite see it now. Spirits kind of helping me back. Yes, I'm sure they did. Superb. So let's begin then. Let's begin this evening. And so welcome those who are joining for the first time tonight. Really good to have you here, and really great to see friends who have been here for many of these online circles as well. And this circle again reaching far and wide. We're going to just start with, I'm going to start by lighting some smudge herbs and inviting the plant spirits for their help for grounding and centering. And we'll open up this evening a bit of a guided grounding as well, but kind of an opening prayer for calling in. And then we tend to have a couple of drum circles, and we tend to use the chat on the screen there for just checking back in after each of the rounds and sharing our experiences. And you know, if there's any kind of questions in there, it's just popping in any kind of responses to those. And we often end with a song as well, and I've got a song for this evening for us to end with before we close. But before we talk about closing, let's talk about opening. And yeah, we've come from maybe busy days rushing around. I've certainly had a long old drive, and arrived here this evening and been unpacking the car. It might look neat and tidy behind me. Isn't that great how it works? Because in front of me I'm looking at trays and boxes and bags and things like that need to be sorted out tomorrow. But this grounding and smudging at the start is just to leave that until tomorrow and allow myself to really be here, present now, and be here and clear with what we're sharing this evening. So I just invite these plants to share those blessings of grounding, of healing, of cleansing, To be present and clear here, to be held and protected in this circle. And for all those on and around who are joining in this evening, and all of those who are catching this on the recording afterwards, whether it's in one place or another, I continue to leave this smouldering, just to continue sending those prayers upwards and onwards to you, for you, to hold this whole circle. And as that allows us just to drop that little bit from our head into our heart, let's just take a little bit of a moment to centre and ground and arrive. So just making sure you're comfortable where you are. You might want to adjust your seat a little bit. You might want to make sure your feet are a little bit more flat on the floor if that's comfortable. You might want a cushion underneath them. You might want a cushion behind you. And I'll just invite you to close your eyes for a moment. And just with that, just bringing your attention then to your breath. There's no need to affect it or change it in any way. Just take a moment just to bring your awareness to yourself and to those natural rhythms of your breath there. Watching the breath as it comes in and as it goes out. Just watching that movement of the air, of the breath. Focusing on those sensations. That coolness around the top lip and the nostrils with the inhale. And that coolness as it goes down into your chest. With the exhale, just that little feeling of release as you breathe out. And again, this time just noticing also those spaces in between the inhale and the exhale. Those moments once you've breathed in when you are just filled with the breath. And on the exhale, that little moment of stillness before the next breath comes in. Just continuing to follow that rhythm of the breath. And let's combine it now with just a little visualization as we focus on our tree body and breathe with our tree body. Where from those feet on the ground, see roots there extending down into the earth. Those roots going deep through the layers of wet soil, going past rock, stone and sand. Deeply grounding you to the earth beneath you. And with your next in-breath, just imagine breathing in from those roots. Imagine breathing in from those roots and drawing that cool earth energy up through your body, up through the trunk of your body, and seeing branches out from your shoulders and your head reaching high to the heavens. Just breathe out from those branches. The in-breath drawing in from those roots, bringing that up through your center and out through your branches, where it can just be caught by and join the winds and the breezes. Each breath just drawing that grounding earth energy up through you and out through those branches. And just doing that a few more times just to feel that cooling of the grounding earth. As you draw that energy up into you. And now start to alternate it. And with your next breath and every other breath, breathing in from those branches. Breathing in from the light of the sun and the moon and the star nations. Drawing that light down through the branches, down through your center, and out through your roots into the earth. Alternating that then with a breath, drawing that earth energy up from the ground, from those roots, and up to the sky. And again, from the skies above, through the branches, down through the tree trunk, and out through the roots. Grounded and connected to above and below. And just letting your breathing settle now, or you may want to continue that a little bit more. But from this centered place, let's honor and acknowledge all of the unseen that join us in this evening. Let's honor the land beneath us, the land that holds us and heals us and guides us on our journey through life. Let's honor those breezes and those wild winds of change that help clear away the old and fill our sails to guide us towards the new. Let us honour those sacred waters that flow from the deep underwater springs or deep underground springs that flow through the rivers and streams and flow out to the sea. And let's honour that element of flow within us as well. And let's honour the fire. Here we're in the season of the summer, with the element of fire and approaching the summer solstice, the time of the sun in its fullness. So we honour that fire of the sun, and we honour all of those fires within us as well. Those fires of creativity, of passion, of excitement, of illumination, of inspiration. And drawing on all that, we also honour and call to those guides that work with us and work through us, those spirit guides or spirit allies that are there and supporting us. And we call to our ancestors, those of our own bloodline, those that have the love and strength there and support for us. And we call to the ancestors of the land that we are on, with honour and respect, calling to those ancient healers and seers and keepers of the sacred crafts that learnt to live with the land in such a way of balance and harmony, from whom we can learn so much from and benefit from so much of the wisdom. So here this evening we call to all of the spirits of the north, of the east, of the south and the west. And we ask this circle to be blessed, and to the earth below and sky above, fill this circle with purest love. Blessed be. And blessed be, Aho, Amen, Ariom, cheers, whatever is the right way for you for ending prayers and sharing. Yeah, end with that there. Welcome those who have just arrived, those who have arrived from Eugene in Oregon in the States, welcome. Those joined from Lanarkshire in Scotland, other friends joining from Scotland, how wonderful, great to have everybody here. Others joining in from Somerset there, welcome, welcome, welcome. So this wide circle that is spread out far and wide, let's weave those threads together and let's have our first round of drumming together. We are here on this online space where I'll drum a rhythm and you join in, and with those sacred rhythms, we continue to weave this circle far and wide, to weave this container, this, yeah, I guess if you're weaving, it's a basket that holds us all together in this space. And with this, I usually give the focus or intention of unity. As far as I'm concerned, you know, when we drum, yes, it's fantastic. We feel fantastic from it. It can start to, you know, make us feel more relaxed. We may feel more grounded. It may be something where we notice that it's starting to shift things or helping us reconnect with things. But there's also a huge amount of energy that's connected, or that's created when we drum, that's built up, that we can dedicate out, where we can give it some sort of focus and intention. And so for that, let's focus on the intention of unity. So I'll begin. Please join in. as the ripples of those drum beats just reach out to touch everybody else in the circle, weaving the circle together. Just notice how you have the return of the other noises from outside the space that you're in. Might be joined by some bird song. Might be joined by the sound of other people in the house. But just let your attention bringing yourself back to your breath. Just breathing your awareness back to your body, right back to your fingertips and your toes, maybe moving your fingertips and your toes, your feet, your legs, giving your body a little bit of movement. And as your eyes open and start looking out around the room again, just let them relax on wherever they arrive. That just helps to slowly bring you back into the room before coming back to the group and back to the screen. Yeah, and let's just come back together now then in the comments section underneath there, and just let us know that you're back. Send a bubble up or a thumb up or something like that as well, if that helps. But yeah, let us know how that round of drumming was for you, how you're feeling after that round of drumming. A lot of vibration going on. I've had a bit of antler fall down over my shoulder there. So comments just starting to arrive on the screen there. So lovely in the garden with the bees and the church bells ringing. Oh, that's fantastic. That is a great idea as well, if it's possible to take screens outside and computers outside or whatever on nice evenings and drum along that way. That's a lovely, lovely thing to do. Others joining in the comments saying feeling wonderful, nice to join again. Good sign people are back, and we're back from the journey in the drumming, but welcome back just generally. Fantastic. Others saying feeling brilliant. Yeah, others feeling grounded, and feeling calming and tingly, feeling the connection. Yeah, it's just a few drum beats away, you know. We spend a lot of our time in this very busy mind having to pay attention to all the things that are going on out there, and it's just great just to, with the drum, regroup and recenter back into somewhere a little bit deeper within ourselves, and then we can feel that thread of the circle, which has been wonderful. Even when we've been here on this online situation, we've still been able to connect in with the wider circle. Oh, it's fantastic. Let me just keep up with some of these comments here. So others feeling wonderful, others who were feeling, where was that there? Feeling stressed earlier, feeling much better now. Sorry, I'm hands over the screen on the other one there. Others accidentally stumbled across this and just what they needed. Oh, fantastic. Do, in whatever way you can, make sure you kind of save it to find it, because we hold this circle every month at the beginning of the month, second Tuesday of the month. So yeah, do make it less of an accident next time. But you know, happy serendipity that you've been able to join us this evening. I'm so pleased. Every time I press it, it sends it back up to the top again. Must try to do this in the drive next time with the birds. That feels great. Others saying super grounded. It's really warm here. So the drum sounding amazing. Yeah, a couple of people are finding that this evening. The drum's singing really, really well. Yeah, fantastic. where I am here, it is quite warm in this room at the moment, so the drum is singing well. But I know from last summer, with the circles that we did here, that it starts to get a little bit humid in here as well. We've got marshland just over the back, so that's part of it. But yeah, I think, you know, at some point, you know, that humidity as well doesn't do too much kind of good for the sound of the drums. But thankfully, all just at the moment, it's just singing happily and well. Hey, fantastic, fantastic. Oh, so yeah, as I mentioned before, I just kind of just tell a little bit about the weekend, because there's kind of a couple of comments about from the conversation about the journeying back. Was just this afternoon arrived back from holding workshops and holding ceremony up in the Lake District with some groups there, and we began on Friday evening. We held a ceremony there for birthing a big community drum, a ceremonial drum, for this community there, and it was held within the whole community, with everybody taking the thread and threading it through and passing it on to the next, going round and round and round, kind of this enormous drum, to bring it into being. And I've popped up a picture of the hoop. I think there have been some photos now available for of the ones that were taken of the evening as a whole, so there'll be some photos to share to see the whole drum, so do keep an eye on those in the next couple of days. But yeah, this absolutely beautiful evening. Not only is it beautiful to kind of bring the drum into being, but just wonderful to see everybody of this community coming together to birth this drum together. And once the drum was birthed, everybody then went and had brought with them a ribbon to go and tie this prayer ribbon onto the drum. And it's just lovely seeing. It was a windy evening. Same wind that knocked my phone over was just then dancing through these ribbons at the end of the evening on this drum as it stood on the stand, which was absolutely stunning. And we then had a weekend where, with a couple of the groups of people from nearby there, where we birthed drums on our drum birthing workshops. And yes, a good number of drums now back in the world, and just drying at the moment, but in the next few days we'll be dry and ready to be sharing their healing and their medicine. And after the long evening, Friday evening, going well into sort of 10:30, I think we finished there weaving this drum together. And after the long days of drum making on Saturday and Sunday evening, we went on into the evening crafting rattles, and a whole lovely group of people came together to craft their rattles. And it was a long evening of stitching and punching holes in the rattles, and then the beautiful Sunday evening of weaving it all together. And a great chance for me as well to go and connect up with that sacred landscape up there, which is some really, really wonderful, powerful places within the Lake District. Lovely to go and connect again with the waterfalls, with the stone circles, with the hillsides, the rivers and streams, and very much feel quite a raw connection with the elements up there. So yeah, feeling really, really quite energized from such a wonderful weekend and inspired from it. So it's great to arrive back from that wonderful community and working with that community there, and to come back here to this community with you all and be bringing some of that excitement and energy along to here. So this is, I think, are we a week now away from the summer solstice? It's 14th now, so yeah, 21st will be in a week's time. So as we're focusing now towards that in the coming days, what do you associate with the summer solstice? What do you think of with it? And what do you associate this time of year with? And let's focus towards our next round, which will be honouring this kind of the spirit of this season. Let's pop in the comment section. Pop in there what you associate with this season, or what you are doing to mark the solstice and to celebrate the solstice, or what what you might often do to celebrate the solstice, what this season and celebration means to you. And we'll share some of those then together. A couple of comments about the prayer ribbons on the drum. Yeah, I suggested that to kind of other people in the past as something really beautiful to do with a community drum, in that over time then it just builds up with all of these ribbons and prayers from people. It'll probably be heavier with ribbons than it will be with anything else by the end of it. But yeah, continuing to every drum beat kind of shimmy and shake those ribbons and kind of continue to send those prayers upwards and onwards. Brilliant. Comment section, comments or replies just coming along now to do with the solstice. And first one's in there to mark the solstice with a drumming circle at the beach and then swimming in the sea. Fantastic. Others associating the time with full bloom and a still point before that journey back into, let's go too quickly now, this of going back towards the winter. Others of gathering rose petals and drying herbs. Others not noticed before, but there are so many pelicans in the bay this season, and yes, to swimming. Isn't that swimming in the sea? A celebration of the fullness of light and an abundant time of fullness and joy. Others associate this time of year with homegrown raspberries and lots of daylight. What else have we got there? What do we associate this time with? I've got to say, as I've been kind of more involved with it over the last couple of years, although I've not been along to, well, I have been along to the solstice sunrise at Stonehenge, but the solstice sunrise at Stonehenge, of the gatherings of people there to mark and welcome the sun's return on the morning. Yeah, and some here just hoping to go to Thornborough Henges for solstice. The large community drum that was birthed this weekend, I think the plan is that they'll be taking that out to the Stone Circle to welcome the sunrise and to, as a community there, drum up the sun on summer solstice morning, which would be absolutely fantastic. I've oftentimes gone to somewhere near here for solstice. It's early morning waking up is kind of what I think often think of with the solstice sunrise, but getting along there and going along, I remember a couple of years ago going, which I think was the first lockdown, I guess it must have been, was just going along somewhere nearby quietly, because I think it was still maybe at a time where you couldn't go too far away, and taking the dog for her first solstice sunrise, and just noticing how absolutely baffled and confused she was that I'd woken her up at whatever time in the morning to take her out then, and that we were going along somewhere, and then just sitting on a bench looking in a direction, and just kind of just sitting down for a while, kind of going, are we carrying on with this walk? And watching the sunrise, it often quite happily takes longer than you expect, and you get that little bit of time just to really I don't know, it's a time of reflection in that moment before the sun rises. That's what I always love about the time of the day with the sunrise, is, you look up and the sky is bright, and especially if you've intended to get up, you kind of go, oh, have we missed it already? It seems already like really, really bright. But all of that space then before the sun actually does creep above the horizon is just a fantastic time for reflection. So yeah, in honour of the sun, well, in honour of the sun, in honour of the summer solstice. Yeah, poor Heidi didn't understand what's going on. Actually, it was fine. Bless her, she doesn't understand what's going on half the time. So yeah, in honour of the summer solstice, let's have our next round of drumming in honour of the spirit of the season and all these things that we associate it with. all of the other blessings that there are in this time of full bloom, that time of fullness. And the leaves are in full green. Life is in its fullness and abundance. Still got a couple of months to arriving to that ripeness of the fruits and more, but this time where we just celebrate everything in its fullness. So to the spirit of the season as we approach the summer solstice. And just letting that breath bring you back. Each breath just bringing your energy and your awareness back deeper into your body. Down to your fingertips and your toes. Bringing you back to the space that you're in, and just letting your eyes and your attention fall where it falls, just bring you back into the space. And slowly, when you're ready, just bringing yourself back to the group, back to the screens, back to us all here. And if needing just a little bit more, focusing with the breath, just to bring yourself back. And let us know that you're back. Send up, I can see a couple of people sending up a bubble already. Yeah, one of the thumbs or something like that, just to let us know that you're back. And let us know in the comments as well. Let us know how that round of drumming was for you, how you're feeling after that. Anything of your experience from that. Feeling very hot, happy and sunny. Thanks and gratitude from some people here. Wow, really felt like dancing part of the way through that, and then a release and lovely groundedness. Yeah, I think I was dancing as well myself through some of that as well. It's was great energy there. Others letting us know they're back. Good. If you're feeling any kind of sort of like still a bit sort of spaced out, not entirely here, just do all those things again, run through them, breathing a little bit more deeply, moving your fingertips and your toes and your back, just letting your attention fall to where it needs to in the room. Others see fantastic, feeling energized. Others hearing singing. That's such a common thing. Let me talk about that in just a moment. Others feeling tired but more peaceful. That's excellent, feeling the peace from it. Yeah, another very calm. Excellent. Feeling the energy. Yeah, feeling that energy as we're approaching the solstice. We're approaching all of that, kind of reaching its fullness. That's fantastic. We can start to connect in with that and weave that into ourselves. And really tune in with that energy. Yeah, others hearing the singing. Others doing a bit of a dance in the garden. It's a fantastic idea to take it outside. Wonderful. Yeah, the hearing the singing and other people hear or talk about hearing other drums kind of in the background of the drum. You know, there's a whole lot when you're playing drums of other sounds that kind of that do come in there. And you know, there's probably some phenomena that goes on sound wise on a practical level in terms of a reverberation of the sounds of whatever, but the fact that so many people in so many different rooms and spaces and environments and whatever hear singing so often, you know, it really is for me something quite magical and something very otherworldly. I often refer to that as the voice of the ancestors coming through, and it's very much the same when I hear other drums or hear other people talking about other drums. I think it's when we get to that point within the drumming ourselves that we're sort of slipping into that in-between space. We can hear all of those unseen that we've invited to join along with us, and we've called to the ancestors at the start, so no wonder they're drumming with us, and we've called to all of those guides and spirits, and no wonder they're here. We can hear them drumming along. Others saying also hearing the singing and the reverberating sounds. I mean, there is definitely something with a drum where you can hear it kind of going vroom, 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 underneath the rhythm of the drum that you've got going on, where you have that constant reverberation. And, you know, that's in itself is quite magical. But yeah, that's singing. Fantastic. Superb, superb. Yeah, wonderful. So there's a message on there, will you do the sessions live again? Well, this one here is a live stream. I'm not sure if you think this is a recording, but this one's a live stream. The ones in Ashford have been going on for a few months again now. So they've been carrying on at the Ashford on the last Tuesday of the month. We've been around the fire for most of them. We had a fantastic Beltane fire ceremony there. And then the end of May one, we were indoors and did our session indoors then. They are usually last Tuesday of the month, but the next one, because it's falls on the summer solstice, will be next week, so next Tuesday, and we'll be there with, all being well, weather like this, we'll be there with our solstice fire and to drum for the solstice together. So that'll be fantastic. Anybody who is in reachable distance from Ashford will be over there. Do have a look on the I guess the website's a good place to have a look for the details of where it is, or there is an event page on the Facebook page. I might do one specifically for solstice just to give it a nudge or a reminder, or I don't know, see if I can work out some way of making it really, really clear that we're there next week. That's super. That's super. What time is that starting? Same time as always. We're starting, we tend to kind of gather and meet from 7:30, and then we start drumming at about 8, and we carry on then. We finish about 9:30, and this time of year it will still be light from beginning to end. That's wonderful. It's always kind of part of noticing the rhythms of the drum circles, of the first one where it's light when we start it, light still when we arrive, or when the drum circle starts, and then the ones where it's the first one as we get into autumn when it's dark when we arrive, and you can really notice the cycle and the change of the seasons as well. Question there, how often will the Zoom ones be running? Yeah, they've been monthly on the second Tuesday of the month. In theory, in principle, for a goodly while now. There's been a couple that have been missed when I was holding ceremony in London, and then there was one in the winter, or a couple in the winter where I'd not been well. But yeah, these are here on the second Tuesday of the month. The best place to keep on top of the details of these is on the newsletter and the Facebook event pages. I mean, I think they all run out in July. You can only do a year at a time, so I'll create some more of those, and if you follow those, it should give you a reminder of them happening. And yeah, pop it in your diary, pop a reminder on your phone that we are here on the second Tuesday of the month, and for those near Ashford, we are the last Tuesday of the month, except this one when we're a little bit earlier for the summer solstice, and we tend to do that as well for the winter solstice, just being a little bit earlier as well, so we're closer to that date. That date too. Talking about popping things in your diary, and if you've got the kind of your diary ready to note it down, you may have seen the post going up that Heron Drums is approaching its sort of 10-year anniversary. 10 years since I began and set up Heron Drums, and began birthing all of these drums and sharing the art of drum birthing out and around the country. A big milestone. I do want to really celebrate it, and celebrate all of those drums that are out there sharing their magic, and all of those people who are connected together with this kind of this work because of the drums, and put out that prayer that the drums continue to share their magic to many more people, and help more and more people come into a deeper connection within themselves and with the spirits of the land, with the sacred, and bringing together more communities. It's been so wonderful over these 10 years to see all of the drums out and about. But you know, there have been whole drumming circles that have grown out of the drum birthing workshops, where you know, people realise, oh, hang on, there's now, you know, a bunch of us all living nearby who have all got drums, let's get together. And you know, drum circles that have been going for years on the back of that. It's really wonderful to see what's kind of grown from this work. So yeah, looking to celebrate it. The anniversary will be on the 1st of September, and so what I've got planned is the 28th of September, which is just the Sunday before. No, 28th of August, which is just the Sunday before. We're going to be having a birthday party, a drum birthday party, in Glastonbury. I did a little heat map kind of a while ago. I posted it online, kind of drew little circles everywhere where I'd done the workshops around the country, and then drew another circle around them when it was somewhere where I'd been more than once or been twice, and then another circle for 3 times, and worked out where would be sort of central for it. And because of a lot of drum birthing workshops I've done over in Glastonbury, and it being reasonably central for the ones over in Wales and Cornwall, and over in the southeast, and all of those from the Midlands, it seems a really great place to do it. So we'll be at the Assembly Rooms on the 28th of August. I'm going to put up a bit more information about the event, and let's bring as many of these drums together in Glastonbury and have a really fantastic celebration, and some time for ceremony and journeying and connecting, and more. And there's a few other suggestions that people have fed in about what we also can do. So I'm really kind of looking to help connect kind of this wider community that has grown from this work with the drums, and look at a few other ideas that we can do to try and bring ways for everybody to be included one way or another. There's been a suggestion which I need to work out the practicalities of, and may need some help if anybody's really savvy with video, is let's have everybody who's ever made a drum on the workshops, or ever had a drum that's come from Heron Drums, that we all do a video of us drumming a rhythm together, and let's see if we can put all of those videos together and get a screen with all of the little faces in there, kind of building this this amazing drum beat together, and put something together like that to mark it. There's been some groups where they are kind of a big group in sort of far corners of the country, who are going to put together sort of satellite drumming circles on the same day when we're there in August. If they're really right at the other end, they'll gather together and hold something in unison at the same time. And there's a few other ideas that have been coming together, and if there's any ideas that you've got of what we could do to really mark this milestone for our 10-year anniversary, please do get in contact and let us know. And want to put as many of these ideas together to really make it a big celebration, and really bring that together, because these drums are incredibly powerful. They are doing real magic out there for people who are working with them in their own spiritual path and practice, of bringing them into deeper connection with themselves, and the communities that are coming together around the drums and around these earth honouring ways and ways of being, and what they're doing in sharing a connection with the sacred, and all of the work that people are including them in and bringing them into for healing work. So it's really is important healing for our time. So let's celebrate the drums and the return of the drums. I will be putting more information about that in the next newsletter, and I'll probably within this week be popping up an event page as well. So whatever is easiest for you for following, whether it's event pages or emails, do look in either of those places. The email newsletter sign up link, I guess it is in the blurb above the Facebook video that you are, if you're on Facebook, you're watching right now. So you can go on there to sign up to the newsletter. That will be the handy place to go to. But yeah, look forward to sharing more details about that with you. For where we are now, let's make sure fantastic. yes, so other people excited about the Glastonbury place for the birthday party. In our diaries, they say, fantastic. Yeah, important healing work with the drums, more excitement with it. Oh, fantastic. And some lovely longer messages. I will get back to some of the longer messages when after the circle. It's jumping up and down at the moment. I can't see them all quite so easily. But yeah, thank you all for your comments there. Let's focus now then for our next round of drumming on our healing round. And that's been one of the central parts of these circles. While we come together ourselves to connect in as a group, and we come in to connect in with one another in the circles stretched from far out across the world, a good chance for us to connect in with the rhythms of the drum and those energies for ourselves. But let's also take this time while we can to send the energies of the drum, the healing of the drum, out to others who may need it. So what we do with this round, in the same as we might if we were doing a healing grid or a healing group, a healing prayer circle, we just place into the center of our circle those people that we'd like to send some love and strength to. And for this, because Facebook is very public, we don't put any names or anything identifiable down for people. What I suggest is just popping initials down, simple as first initial, just to really pop them into the center of this circle here in the chat or in the comments section. And the circle that we have here together around, we'll hold them together in the center of that circle. And in this next round of drumming, we'll focus and direct that love and that energy to them. And I say love and strength, people then will feel that love and strength, and that will help them forward in whatever way they're wanting to take that energy. It's not for us to really direct that, but we can in our prayers and in the energy we raise with the drumming. Just focus on that intention that we send that love and strength to them to help carry them forward in their journeys in whatever way is right for them. So for all those that we've named and put into the centre of this space here, and any others that come into our mind and our heart during this round of drumming, we dedicate it to them, love and strength. Deepening that breath, just to bring you back as those ripples of the sacred rhythms of those drums go out to all of those that we've been holding in our hearts and mind in this healing round. And they feel that love and strength that's been raised through the drumming here for them. And just for you yourself, just breathe some of that in, that love and strength, breathing that deep down into yourself as well. And just letting that breath also help bring you back, breathing down to your fingertips and your toes, looking around the room. Let your eyes fall on something that will just be that anchor for you, just to bring you back into the room. And slowly, when you're ready, back to the group here, and let us know with a bubble going up or with a emoticon in the comments that you're back. And then when you're ready, do share something of your experience during that round of drumming. There's one of the drums over here over my shoulder that was really, really buzzing throughout that. It's not buzzed at all throughout the evening, but something in that healing round was just kind of going, yeah, I'm part of this, I'm joining in. It's a definite healing drum vibes coming off that one there. Yeah, I can see it's the start of the bubbles going up and some people commenting of being back. Thanks those on the other screen as well, using the thumbs on there. Fantastic. And the others, I can see you there. Welcome back all. Yeah. Some saying divine for their experience that round of drumming. Others saying very powerful. Others expressing gratitude. Superb. Let's hold some of that energy and carry it forward into a song that we'll be closing this space with this evening. Well, it'll be our closing circle, and then we'll close the space at the end. Somebody also saying their crystals resonating beautifully as well with the drumming. As this season, the summer, is related to fire, and you know, it is a time as well of fire and bonfires and fire ceremonies. Wanted to do a song for fire, and this one is from the Reclaiming Movement. It might be one from Starhawk directly, but from the Reclaiming Movement. It's Rise with the Fire. The words of it are, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction, and healing is the fire running through our veins. We can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins. So as always, with that healing fire running through our veins right off the back of the healing round, I'll begin the chant and join in, and let's bring the drums into it as well. We we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fires of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire running through our and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire that's in our veins. We can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire burning through our veins, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fires of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fires of freedom. Truth is the fire running through our veins, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fires of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins, and we can rise with the fire of freedom. Truth is the fire that burns our chains, and we can stop the fire of destruction. Healing is the fire running through our veins. So carrying those fires into the coming days and week until the solstice, and carrying that solstice energy around this season, really carrying that, connecting in with and holding and working with and weaving and flowing with that spirit of the season as we connect with all of those fires within us. And as we close this space that we've shared this evening, let's honour and extend our gratitude and to all of those unseen that share this space with us, to those fires and to those winds and to those waters and to the earth, to those unseen guides and spirits, to the ancestors, and to the sacred drums, to the spirits of the drums that continue to share their healing and wisdom and magic and medicine with us on these evenings, that help us connect here as a circle, that help us connect with the land, that help us connect with the sacred, to drop in more deeply within ourselves and really hold this space as this circle, to raise this energy, to connect in, to journey together, to drum together, to heal together as a circle reaching far out and wide. And may the healing and medicine of these rhythms be felt far and wide by all those who are needing them right now. As we say thank you, thank you, thank you to all that's been shared and experienced this evening. Blessed be. Thanks so much, everybody. Really, really good to join you again this evening. Wishing you all the best for the summer solstice, wherever you're celebrating it, whether you'll be up for the solstice or not, for the sunrise or not, whether you'll be marking it in your own personal ceremony, gathering with others, or just noticing the green of the leaves on the day. Yeah, I wish you all the best for the summer solstice, and I will join you again and see you again for the online circle next month. Do look out for any messages or notifications about the celebration at the end of August for the 10-year anniversary. Do sign up to the newsletter in the blurb on the above the Facebook video, and there's also links if anybody's interested in seeing any of the online courses for shamanic journeying or more ways to work with your shamanic drum. And if anybody's wanting to send a donation, there's the PayPal link. Anyone wanting to or able to send a donation, a contribution for this evening, that's there as well. But I look forward to joining you all again. I don't know the date off the top of my head, second Tuesday in July, whatever it is. But I'll see you all then. Take care.